ZapdosTCG here, and welcome back to our TCG deck profile video on my channel. Today we have on the menu Lugia VSTAR with the new Cinccino from the Temporal Forces set. So it's going to be a post-rotation deck profile video. If you guys are enjoying the content that I'm pushing out every single day, let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button. And without further ado, let's just talk about Lugia VSTAR. It is totally back. It actually won the latest tournament over in Japan, the Champions League. So Lugia VSTAR is actually making names for itself already. And with, of course, Path to the Peak rotating, with the rotation, you no longer have issues to activate Summoning Star, one of the most broken abilities, allowing you to get 2 colorless Pokemon from your discard pile and slap them onto your bench. Whether they are evolution Pokemon, you can slap them down on your bench so you can get out a couple of Archeops and then accelerate tons and tons of energies. We have Tempest Dive as attack on the Lugia VSTAR, but more importantly, we're going to have access to the new Cinccino, which is actually really humongous with its damage output. So 3 copies of Lugia VSTAR in this list. On top of that, we're also going to be playing 4 copies of the Lugia V. If you are bricking, you can use Read the Wind as a way to draw a couple of cards, or if you go second, it's also a nice way to do that, and it's going to be a helpful way to discard Archeops if you don't have them in the discard pile on your first couple of turns. You can rely on Read the Wind, but most of the time you want to have a turn 2 Lugia VSTAR with a couple of Archeops in your discard pile, use Summoning Star, and then attack to win the game. Also, this video is sponsored by DragonShield.com. There are links down below. You can also use the coupon ZapdosTCG on everything on the website to, of course, get yourself sleeves, binders, and deck boxes. Also, there is yourplaymat.com. If you want to have your own unique custom playmat like this one, go head over to yourplaymat.com. You can get 10% off right now to, of course, create your own custom playmat. And there's also PokedownStore.com to create an account so you can buy TCG Live code cards. Super nice to, of course, upgrade your account. You can get 5% off using the coupon code ZapdosTCG. With that being said, there's also CARDMARKET.com. If you're a European player, you can head over to that website. You can buy and sell cards to people all across Europe. It really helps support the channel when you're using the referral name ZapdosTCG. With that being said, after Lugia VSTAR, a 4-3 line, we're also going to be playing 4 copies of Archeops. You definitely want these little fellas in the discard pile so you can then use Summoning Star. So these are like the cards you really want in your discard pile ASAP. And then we're going to have our other attacker here. It's going to be Snorlax here. This Snorlax is actually pretty good with the Thumping Snore. 180 damage, which is very nice. You do fall asleep, but who cares? You're probably going to get knocked out. And the therapeutic energy could also prevent you falling asleep. So this is going to also be one of the attackers in this list as a 1-prize attacker. You can turn this Lugia VSTAR into a really easy 1-prize deck if you use Collapse Stadium to get rid of Lugia VSTAR. Or if you happen to not play Luminion or Squawkabilly, if you just get the Archeops in the discard pile manually by something like a Professor's Research, you can turn this into a 1-prize deck, which is very hilarious because we have 2 copies of Snorlax, but then we have this humongous Cinccino with a special roll, 70 damage for every special energy card attached to the Cinccino, which means you're going to be able to one-shot almost anything in existence with its attack. And you can, of course, get the energies on with the Primal Turbo ability of Archeops. Use that twice, get already 4 energies on the Cinccino. You can max out at 350 in one specific turn. So you can one-shot anything, whether it's a Charizard EX, it doesn't matter, you can one-shot anything you want. Of course, we're also going to be running 3 copies of the Cinccino here. This Cinccino is actually pretty good because if you happen to whiff Lugia V and you go second, you can rely on Call for Family to actually summon some basic Pokemon from the deck and put them on the bench. So you can also get Lugia with that. So these Cinccinos help also with the early game consistency to get Lugia out. Then for the support Pokemon, we have 1 Squawkabilly, super nice in the early game. Let's say you already have something like 1 Archeops and then a Capturing Aroma lands ahead, so you can get another Archeops. You can go for Squawkabilly to just get rid of all these. And then there is also a Luminion to fetch out any supporter from the deck. Very nice because now instead of relying on Professor Pernet, we do have access to the Jacques, which is going to be able to get some evolution Pokemon straightly from the deck, helping us if you have something like an Ultra Ball to discard Archeops. Then for supporter-wise, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Research. I still prefer Research over something like the Serena. The Serena was, of course, in the winning list, but I'm still a big fan of at least playing 3 copies of Research because I'm actually playing Squawkabilly on top of that. So you have Research and Squawkabilly being able to discard your Archeops in a fashionable manner in the early couple of turns. 3 copies of Iono. Of course, putting the opponent to a low hand size helps, but also if when you're clunked up with energies and you want to, of course, not to draw into them again, you can put them on the bottom of the deck so you can then activate Primal Turbo. Iono really good in a deck like this. Then 3 copies of Boss's Orders just to target down whatever you feel like. You could also fetch that out with Luminion. Luminion Boss is one of the most easiest ways to finish off games. Luminion for boss or just bossing up something that could form a threat. You can do that as well. Also, let's say you're up against Arceus Giratina. You can instantly go for Boss's Orders on something like the Giratina on the bench so the Lugia VSTAR cannot get one shot. It's all possible. Then for the last supporter in the deck is going to be 1 copy of Jock. You can get 2 evolution Pokemon. Show them, reveal them and put them in hand. So this works really well if you have this on the opening turn. Use Jacques, use Quackability, or you can use Jacques and then use Ultra Ball. Nice ways to, of course, get stuff out. If they're already in the discard pile, you can fetch yourself Cinccino or Lugia with the Jacques as well. Then for the item cards, there's only going to be ball engines. It's really hilarious. 4 copies of Ultra Ball. Of course, the best way you want to discard Archeops. Ultra Ball fetches out any Pokemon, which is great. Then a little bit high rolly, it's Lugia. What do you expect? There's going to be 4 copies of the Capturing Aroma. If you land the heads, you can find an evolution Pokemon. If you land the tails, you can find a basic Pokemon. So there is that. With so many Pokemon in this kind of list, we're also going to be playing 2 copies of Great Ball. You can look at the top 7 cards and then select the Pokemon you find there on top of the current item cards here. Then also 1 copy of the Master Ball. Master Ball is the ACE SPEC card of choice in this list, allowing you to fetch yourself any Pokemon you want. So with these, you're fetching out your Pokemon and this deck just plays from the board itself. If you are able to set up 2 Archeops and a couple of attackers, you just don't need anything anymore. You can just attack. And you don't have to worry about getting Iono'd because of the high amount of gift energies in this list. So 2 copies of Collapse Stadium. It's going to be nice to get rid of a damaged Lugia VSTAR or, of course, your liabilities, Quackability or Luminion. Very easy to get rid of those liabilities with the Collapse Stadium. You don't need more stadiums because Path to the Peak has rotated, so Stadium Wars will no longer be a thing. You also don't have to worry about the fact you're getting something like a Temple of Sinnoh thrown across you because we're playing all Carla's energies, which is actually super nice indeed. So let's see here. For the energy count, we're playing a lot of energies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 16 energies in total will last you throughout the game. First of all, 4 copies of the double turbo energy. It's also nice because if you're not happening to get Lugia VSTAR out in time, you can use double turbo energy of the turn and then the following turn any energy to start attacking with Thumping Snore. So there is that. Then we also play 4 copies of Gift Energy. If you're afraid of getting Iono'd, fear no longer. You can, of course, use Gift Energy. If something gets knocked out with this energy, you draw cards until you have 7 in hand. Very strong indeed. Then the other 4 off is going to be 4 copies of Jet Energy, flying yourself to the active position. It's going to be the main way you do some stuff against something like a Snorlax block. So the Jet Energies really help out. Also, Great Tusk is a deck that really wants to counter catch your like Archeops or your Luminion, etc. With Jet Energy, you just obliterate that matchup altogether. The deck is very consistent with, of course, Squackability in there with all these ball engine cards right there. So Lugia seemingly is back in the format. Then a new energy is Mist Energy. This energy, 2 copies of that by the way, prevents all effects of attacks done to the Pokemon this energy is attached to, meaning Frenzied Gouging, forget about it. Think about Star Requiem, forget about it. So you are pretty much immune to one-shot attacks, which is awesome. Then still 1 copy of V-Guard Energy helps out against decks that really want to like one-shot your Lugias. You can have more HP on your Lugia VSTAR. It helps out to, as an example, Lost Impact from a Giratina VSTAR will not one-shot Lugia VSTAR when V-Guard is around. And then 1 copy of the Therapeutic Energy to end it all off to 16 energies. Therapeutic Energy, make sure you cannot get affected by paralyzation or special condition, etc. So the cool thing is Snorlax is going to be able to use that without falling asleep with the Thumping Snore. So that's pretty much the Lugia VSTAR deck. It is totally back in the format and you guys should definitely try it out for yourself. I personally think it is well positioned right now. Miraidon has fell off incredibly after rotation. Path is gone, so it opens the door to Lugia VSTAR to return to the format. If you enjoyed the video, let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button. As mentioned, looking for some fancy Dragon Shield sleeves. They're very, very good. I use them all the time. You can get 5% off using the coupon ZapdosTCG over at dragonshield.com. All our sponsors down below in the description as well. Thank you all for watching today's video. Let me know which deck you want to be seeing up next. And with that, I'll say goodbye. I'll see you guys in the next Pokemon TCG video on my channel. Subscribe so you don't miss out. Peace.